Good evening. Happy Friday. We're at live at Harding Academy tonight, September the 4th, 2020. I'm Clayton Floriani here with Britton Wilkins. Britton, glad to have you back. We had Braxton last week. Braxton has great insight, but this is our fourth year at this, partner, so it's
well, there's no rain tonight.
No rain and we're inside, which is really nice.
I have a no rain contract. So no rain tonight. It's clear. It's sunny. So, I'm a fair weather.
That's right.
Fair weather guy.
That's right. Our 1-0 Eagles coming off a big win last week at Arlington. We're coming over into a conference game tonight. We don't have many conference games, so every one of them are very important as we kind of jockey to get positioned to go into the state playoffs. So we're going to give some highlights of last week's game at Arlington, 23-15. We're going to preview tonight's matchup as well. Before we do that, we definitely want to say thank you to our sponsors, which we just did not have the time to go through last week with Hurricane Laura coming through. We were barely to get out of there with the tent and equipment. But anyway, thank you to our sponsors for hanging in there with us, and without their support, we couldn't do this every year. So they bring a lot of support, not only for football, but for this whole live stream channel. I know we only talk about it with football, but if you have had a chance at home, I mean, my family has enjoyed watching the volleyball. It's just been exciting and fantastic. Girls soccer's out right now, so if you have nothing to watch at home, turn the YouTube on. ECS Athletics during the week. It's a lot of fun. So once you go,
thanks
to
the sponsors because they actually do make this possible, literally, because there is some expense associated with this, both the equipment and then paying people to help. And so we're grateful for our sponsors. So we'll run through those. This pregame show sponsored by Buff City Soap. Also, we have Sean Wilkins State Farm. We have Bank 3, Scott House doing the Players of the Week.
Yeah, I think we're going to start that this week. Yeah, we're going to start that this week.
Okay.
Yeah, coming up.
We have Darren Wilkes with Benny James, HVAC, Plumbing, Appliance, Repair. We have Compliance Associates, Tim Wilson. We have Clayton Floriani with Pediatric Dental Group and Orthodontics. We'll be doing the halftime show. Strategic Financial Partners is back again. We've got Sammy Reagan with MSC Commercial Cabinets, Vining Sparks.
That's you.
Dave,
your group.
Dave Morris, M3, his CPA accounting, and then the Regal family with Regal Pharma Lab, Jake Vargo with Memphis Children's Clinic, and then Russell Oliver and Matt Stevens, attorneys.
Yep. So, we're always looking for more sponsors. So if you're at home tonight, you're like, man, I'd like to get involved somehow and be a part of the whole sports program. Honestly, not only sports this year, it's probably going to carry over into the arts as well, I'm sure, with plays and all the areas that we can't go and be present somewhere. We'll have the live stream and have the capability to.
Hopefully we'll be done with all this real soon.
That would be nice. That would be very nice.
Anyway.
Well, let's get to football tonight. Let's recap last week's game. A few highlights. That was a big 23-15 win over Arlington at Arlington Thursday night. We were down early 15-0 in the first half. A little bit lethargic. That was our first game. Hadn't had a lot of it. We hadn't had any scrimmages. We had no games, to that matter. We just really didn't have anything on film that was substantial enough to just to go and really make some corrections on from mistakes. So kind of get into the first half, kind of what we saw, and we'll kind of piggyback on each other.
Well, as you said, Clayton, without having any scrimmages, it's difficult to go in and play a 6A opponent in your first game.
Absolutely.
And actually Arlington did a good job. They played a defensive front that they had not played previously. So they were very well prepared. Obviously, they put in their best. They had already played a game. So, if you're trying to prepare, scout team is what tries to get you ready. Well, scout team's made up of your future players.
Yeah, freshmen, sophomores.
So they're not fully developed. They're not going to be as fast, not going to be as strong. And so you just can't simulate live action.
Yeah.
And so, this last week was great that we've got that game under our belt, and I think the players did a good job really adjusting and adapting and just having to raise their tempo.
Yeah.
It's impossible to replicate game tempo in a practice.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
A couple things from last week. We scored 16 points, all 16 in the third quarter. We were shut out. Arlington did a good job shutting us out in the first. They scored all 15 of their points in the first half. Coach talked. He made some halftime adjustments, both offensively, defensively, and able to come out the second half. Scored 16 points in the third quarter. and then added 7 more in the fourth. So last week we had 221 yards of total offense. That was 44 plays.
So repeat that one more time. Total offense.
221 yards of total offense.
All right, so the first half, I remember coming out of that, I think we had 27.
That sounds about
So
right.
27 the first half, ended,
yeah.
so around 200 yards second half.
In the second half.
Yeah, that's right.
And, of course, as is to be expected, the majority of that was rushing. We had 47 yards passing, 3 receptions. Peter Nern had a 25-yard reception. Will Arthur, 13 yards, and Caden Hill had 1 for 9 yards. And then rushing, 33 attempts rushing. The key stat there, 174 yards rushing, was the yards per carry at 5.3 yards average per carry. Jalen Greenwood had 130 yards on 25 attempts, so 5.2 yards per carry. And then Tucker White had 35 yards on 6 attempts, so again 5.8 yard carry. So, that was similar, obviously, to what we saw last year, come out and run the ball.
Yeah. And Coach Adams, after talking to him, and we've had a few little things that we'll talk about after chatting with Coach Adams, but the second half we kind of found something that worked, and we stuck with it. Tucker White's touchdown, 15 yards out. Jalen Greenwood's, his run, 50-yard, 40.
Yeah,
anyway,
55.
55. Yeah. Well, the same play. That was the same play. If at home, if you didn't notice that, they found what worked. It was a stretch play to the left side, and they stuck with it, and that's pretty much what killed Arlington the second half. They were slanting a lot of that time, and it was just hard to simulate that in practice. So, you know what? Let's just everybody block somebody in front of you, and let's just man up, and whoever wins the battle, we're going to score, and that's what we did.
Well, defensively, we only gave up 205 yards on 48 plays. Arlington actually had the ball for 27 and a half minutes, versus our 20 and a half minutes. But they had 159 yards passing, so really the inverse of us, and only 46 yards rushing. So, again, one of our strengths, same thing as last year, big, strong offensive and defensive lines.
Yes.
And so we were able to effectively stop the run for them. They only averaged less than 2 yards per carry, which is really impressive.
Yeah,
defensive line had done a great job. They did a great job last week. But one of the bright spots on special teams, new kicker, 2 for 3 on extra points. One of them was blocked, but the key was a 35-yard field goal. So 1 for 1, never kicked in a game.
Yep.
Senior Ethan comes out.
Yeah, Ethan Perkins.
35-yard field goal. I thought that was great. Both teams had 13 first downs. Another thing that was interesting that I thought actually for the first game that was good was we only had 50 yards of penalties. We had 6 penalties for 50 yards. Yeah. Which for a first game I would say is about to be expected and maybe even a positive.
Yeah, leading tacklers, Andrew Agapo, 6 tackles, Griffin Garrison, 3. Will Arthur had 5, playing cornerback. Brady Holloway had 3. A lot of guys Zach Baker had 3. A lot of guys with 2, 2, and 1. So it was a big effort for everyone. We talked about this earlier. A big part of any football, especially high school football, is turnovers. And time of possession. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, kind of what that difference was Thursday night?
Well, it was three turnovers to 1.
Yeah.
And when you're playing a quality team, if you don't turn the ball over, you've got a really good chance to win if you've got a good team. And we matched up with a good quality team, and we obviously have a strong team this year, coming back from defending state championship team, and so not turning the ball over, I think, was key. Only giving up 1 turnover.
3 interceptions. Chris Weissman, Peter Nern, and Caden Hill both came up with key interceptions. And then time of possession, I know Braxton mentioned that once. At the very end, he said, if we could keep the ball for 9 minutes here, we'll win this game. Well, we kept it for almost 8. Had a fake punt that worked. So,
well, that's what plays into your hand when you're a rushing team like we are. That was one of the philosophies really the last couple of years. It was certainly a philosophy under Jonas Rodriguez, but you run the ball and you just don't give them the ball, and you don't give them a chance to beat you.
Yeah.
And with this big, strong offensive line that we have, that is similar, we had strong offensive line last year, we can run the ball.
That's right.
So I would expect that we're going to see a lot of running the ball this year.
Absolutely. Let's get into a little bit with our conversation with Coach Adams. Coach Adams, I call him his essentials for this week, kind of after looking at the film from last week, what he wants to take over into this game. I'll just go with number one, start fast. He felt like last week in that first half, we just started a little slow. Like I said, we had live bullets in that game and just weren't quite ready for the tempo that was set.
Coach, we were talking to Coach Adams this week. One of the stats that he threw at me that I was not familiar with, which is kind of my job to come up with the stats, but he said we have scored on 9 of the first 12 possessions in the last 12 games.
Yeah.
So
9 of 12.
9 of 12 we've scored.
Yeah.
To put the ball in the end zone immediately, you make a statement. And then if you can keep running the ball, it's a good game plan. It worked really well last year.
Well, we have an 11-game winning streak going back to Houston last year, who we play next week, of course. But
we faced off against Harding twice last year.
Yep.
I don't know if we want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Well, last year
2-9. We mentioned that.
They were 2-9. Yeah, we won 37-4 basically this week last year, and then we played them early in the playoffs. And we won 45-7. In that game, Jalen had 120 yards rushing, and Hatcher threw for 143 yards. So pretty balanced offense that night. Harding, the difference is Harding has a new coach this year.
Yeah.
This coach came from Brentwood Academy out of Nashville. Brentwood has out of the Nashville greater area from Brentwood. But Brentwood, I remember when ECS played Brentwood, it was a big deal back when I was in school and the guys ahead of me were playing Brentwood. They have a very successful football tradition. So this coach has been around a lot of successful football programs and was, as I understand it, was a good quarterback there, according to Coach Adams.
Okay.
Or Coach Vogel. One of them told me about him being a quarterback. So that, what makes that difficult for us preparing this week is, we don't know what we're going to see. We don't know what kind of schemes. You would assume that he's going to run similar things that they've run at Brentwood, but we don't play Brentwood. So Harding's not played this year. They had a COVID scare bout, so they had to quarantine the team. So this is Harding's first game. That certainly plays to our advantage, just like it did with Arlington last week.
Yeah, we just hope the talent level on our end's higher to kind of offset the lack of film that we have, on them with their new coach. Cody Nelson's his name, by the way.
Harding doesn't have a big team. They don't have a lot of players. Yeah. So, I think they have some really quality skill guys, which we'll see tonight. But they just don't have a lot of numbers. That plays to our advantage, too, especially early in the season when it's a little warmer, a little humid.
Yep, that's right. Just some rotation. One thing we noticed on the film, and Coach Adams talked about this, those first possessions in that first half when Arlington shut us down, if you go back and look at the film, boy, just some missed assignments. One person missing a block here or just stepping the wrong way or maybe just a lot of little assignments. And, we're running 80 yards for a touchdown. So from the sidelines, if you weren't up in the box, you're like, man, Arlington's just really shutting us down. Well, and we've talked to Coach Adams and to before the game, we'll get a little comment from him. But they'll both talk. Him and Coach Carter talking about we got to focus on us this week. Let's not worry about the other team. We do our job, our assignments. We'll be successful.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about it last year. Every play is drawn up to score. Every single play. It's almost like it's like I forget about that. Every play is drawn up so that if every person does their job, you will score.
That's right.
Right. And so we think about it, well, this play is drawn up to try to get 10 or 15 yards. No, they're all drawn up to actually score.
That's right. Do your job, do your assignment. That's what we want. One thing I thought that was key, I noticed it at the game. Hopefully you did at home, but it was certainly a part of the team, the fans, everyone. When we were down by 15 and going into halftime, I don't think anybody in that stadium on our side thought we were going to lose that game. And that wouldn't have happened 3 years ago. But, no one thought, hey, we got the whole other half to play this game. And that's that. We came out, and Coach Adams said he noticed that on his players in the locker room. Wasn't a whole lot he had to say. I'm sure he had a few words to get them going. But he saw the look and it wasn't a sense of panic being down by 15.
He did say that in our call this week, that when he went to the locker room, he kind of took the tempo of the team, and he felt like they were in a good place.
Yeah.
Not defeated, obviously not overconfident they were losing. But you're right, just knowing that your team has the confidence, and really it's a belief. It's a belief that we can win.
Yeah, that's right.
And when your team, as long as your team believes they can win and you have a good quality team like we do, then you're in good shape.
That's right. We've got some coaches we're going to go through in just a minute. Before we get to the coaches, there are some that are new just like a new game, it takes time to get the flow, the feel of the game for the players. It takes time for the coaches as well, especially when you new guys on staff, new guys calling plays. Everybody's new. It's just for us in the booth. It's new for us, So we're gonna go through those in just a minute, but
that was one of the things last week. Yeah, the coach talked about was that offensive staff is entirely new. Coach David Carter had been at ECS before. I mean, David Carter is extremely well respected in the state. I had another coach, not at ECS, tell me that David Carter was the best offensive mind in the state. I know Coach Adams thinks very highly of him.
That's right.
Obviously, but got him on his staff.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think that he is a great asset for us, but he has a brand new staff, and so it's going to take some time for them to work together and figure out. And one thing that's different too is Coach Carter's actually been on the field. He's not in the box. A lot of times you'll see the OC up in the box. He's on the field because he's also helping to coach the offensive line.
Yeah.
So he wants to be there. That offensive line is crucial to our success this year. And so he wants to be on the field to be able to coach that offensive line.
Yeah, if you've been at home and you've watched some of these games wherever you are tonight, if you're at Malco tonight, glad you're with us on the road, wherever you are, pay attention. The team is just extremely well coached down to the little things that's I think I see as a difference this year, even as opposed to last year. Boy, taking the time to really teach, not a hey, we're state champions, let's go play. No, we're going to start like start from day one, and we're going to teach the basics, and we're going to slowly build. So.
Well, we had an extra week to prepare this year too, with the game canceled, right?
That's right. That's right.
So that helps.
I think tonight on offense, you're going to see a lot of the same, a lot of run. We'll mix some pass into there. I think you're going to see a lot of different formations, maybe the same plays, but with some different formations that we're trying to allow us to have some more options as we get into the season, especially next week.
What that does, as a defensive guy myself, being a linebacker, I hated all those different formations because it just means you have to prepare for them, right? So what you really do is you're tying up the other team's preparation. You run the same play, but when you disguise it and you get to that play from different spots on the field, different positions starting out, then it just makes it more complicated for the defense to figure it out.
Sure. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the pregame show. We're going to flip the camera back out, and then we'll still do some catching up on a few. National anthem going here, Britton. I was going to run over the coaches real quick here. Of course, head coach Trey Adams, defensive coordinator and defensive backs coach Scott Vogel, David Carter, who we just mentioned, offensive coordinator, and also with the offensive line. We've got Ben Todd, who was the defensive line coach last year. He's now moving over to running backs. Coach Emmanuel Burton, who was tight ends coach last year, he will be now doing the defensive line. Daniel Holmes, outside linebackers, where he was last year. Coach Omar Rubacaba was running backs last year. He's moved over to inside linebackers. Coach Paul Warner, who's new with us this year, he's the quarterbacks coach. He'll mix it in a little bit with the wide receivers as well, but we've also got Hunter Hill is going to be new this year. Hunter is receivers coach. Drew Bishop also receivers, and Colton Cochran is going to be your assistant strength coach. Emmanuel Burton is the head strength coach at the school, so he deals with these guys off season and in season, getting ready to play ball. I talked to Coach Adams just kind of briefly about offensively, Jacob Hatcher, his game last week. If you'd have been there, can you imagine trying to throw a football in, 40-mile-an-hour wind?
Hurricane winds.
Just the mental aspect of it. How hard do I throw? How much touch do I need to put on the ball? It's extremely difficult to do. So they were really pleased with how he came out of that game, and then, of course, his week of practice that he's had this week. So we look for him to have a good game tonight as well.
Yeah, Coach Adams said they had a great week of practice. He mentioned that in particular Tuesday, one of the things that was hard for the team was not knowing really if they were even going to play a game, right? So it's hard to practice when you don't even know if you're going to play a game. And so he said Tuesday they had a very physical, hard, tough practice. He thought the guys ran with such good tempo. that he even didn't condition them after practice. Probably the first time that's happened all year. So he was really pleased with the good, hard physical practice they had this week, and just felt like they did really well to prepare for this game.
Last week we tried to get some seniors, and like I said, due to the hurricane that came through, we didn't quite get there. So we're going to kind of go backwards tonight. We're going to throw some seniors up here on the screen. Paul Whittington, this is Paul's first year playing varsity football, so we're glad he's out. These guys all play a very key role in preparation for the team every week. So nice to have Paul out this year. Mom and Dad, great folks, great family. Chris Weissman, number 21. Cornerback Luke Pleben, number 53. You'll hear those names a lot. Those guys are great ball players. In fact, Coach Adams really had high praise for Luke Pleben this week. Played a great game. He's a right guard. You'll see him do a lot of pulling. So he's very mobile, very agile, extremely strong. Not a big guy, bigger than most. But when you're sitting next to Dietrich Pennington, no one's considered very big. But he's a great player, great technique. Carlton Webster. Carlton's coming off a little bit of an injury, but he will be back soon. He won't be with us tonight, but he is a senior. He is an outstanding guard. That's probably what they'll have him when he comes back. Just a fantastic ball player as well. We miss him. Can't wait to get him back on the field. All right, we got Jack Stevens, number 11, played wide receiver. And defensive back, played quite a bit last week. Really a great special teams player. He's that inside wedge buster. So look at him, number 11, when we kick off. Jake Vargo, Jake's going to step over into a role as a trainer and manager. Jake coming off a little bit of injury-plagued season last year, so that's going to be a great spot for him. No stranger to everyone, Dietrich Pennington. Dietrich, number 77, left tackle. You'll see his name called a lot. Just a big guy that moves a lot of people when he gets moving. So there's no reason, no strange reason why we run to the left side, because that's where he is. Peter Nern, number 13, last week, big interception late in the game, pretty much iced the game for us. We got a first down after that play, but that no doubt stalled out the last Arlington drive that gave them any hope to come back and win the game. Ethan Perkins, number 46, talked about him last week. Huge 35-yard field goal. That put us up by 1. That made the score 16-15. So just mentally having those extra 3 points was huge at that time. That was his first field goal attempt. He had some extra point attempts in the game, but to have your first one from 35 out, that's pretty impressive. So glad to have Ethan on the team.
Well, Clayton, that's one of the things the last couple of years we've had a really strong kicking game. That's great that, as you said, he's back.
Absolutely. Joshua Kute, number 30. He's out this year. Also, Thomas Kaiser, number 36. Thomas' second year out. He's a special teams player. You may see Thomas do some punting tonight. We've kind of got musical chairs as far as some punting going on. We're not exactly sure who's going to take over those duties full time. Got a lot of guys capable.
Coach said this week in the JV game, Wilson Thetford punted.
Yeah.
Sophomore, I think 4 times maybe with a 40-yard average. So that's good to have some young talent.
You know, I watched them all punt right here, and all of them were 40-yarders. So that's good stuff. All right. Of course, Jacob Hatcher, Brady Holloway. Hatcher, your quarterback. Holloway played quite a bit at tight end last week, also outside linebacker. So you'll definitely see him more as your tight end. As the Eagles walk out, we're going to wrap these up here. Andrew Agapos. Get those over. There we go. Andrew Agapos, of course, and Charlie Crosby. Charlie played a little bit of a receiver, also a special teams player. Agapos, inside linebacker. He led the team last week in tackles with 6, so you'll hear his name a lot tonight. And just want to thank all of our sponsors once again. We're going to kind of run through these as the Eagles are making their way down.
Did we talk about Will Arthur's name was misspelled?
We did not.
Will Arthur. I'm sorry, Will.
Lift an R out.
Somebody was kind enough to make these for us, so yeah, it's Arthur. I apologize to Will. We'll get that fixed. We just don't have any control over it. We're going to have somebody else do it. Sponsors tonight, Sean Wilkins State Farm. Buff City Soap. Kevin Hertzke. Kevin, ECS alumnus. Dave Morris, M3. Dave does he's CPA and does a number of different accounting things. We'll be talking about these sponsors throughout the year. Jake Vargo with Memphis Children's Clinic. Scott House with Bank 3. Also the chair of our board. Dave Morris, the former chair of our board. Will Arthur is our captain tonight.
Peter Nern, I think, actually, who's out there.
Oh, I missed it.
I believe it.
Sorry. Yeah, Peter Nern at the middle field. You know, this year they only have one captain per team, and in TSSAA's wisdom, they can't shake hands or anything before the game. So you wouldn't want to shake hands right before you line up.
Can't do that. I know.
Each
It's
other.
crazy. We're going to see real quick. We're going to let you finish up. We're going to get this coin toss, see who wins, and then we'll get a little pregame chat with Coach Adams here real quick.
All right, they'll go through the strategic financial partners. Back again this year, Hamp Holcomb, Bill Edwards, Barrett Jones, Chandler Gagnon, all former ECS guys. Hamp a parent, the rest talented athletes. Sammy Reagan with MSC Commercial Cabinets. Josh and Summer Regal with Regal Pharma Lab. Matt Stevens with Russell Oliver and Stevens. And Clayton Floriani with Pediatric Dental Group and Orthodontics. Also Tim Wilson with Compliance Associates. And then Darren Wilkes, ECS alumnus, Benny James, which does HVAC, plumbing, electrical.
Good deal. Harding won the toss. They deferred, so we got the ball. So we will receive. Here's a little word from Coach Adams here before the game as we kind of talked about what to expect tonight. Here with head coach Trey Adams. Coach, thanks for joining us on the pregame show.
Absolutely.
Conference game tonight. All the conference games are huge. We don't have many of them. So, new coaching staff, new schemes here at Harding, coming off that victory last week. How did you guys prepare for, I guess, what you didn't know a lot about this week?
Yeah, I mean, we made it about us this week. Obviously, last week, first half came out sluggish, and, Arlington gave us a couple defensive fronts we weren't prepared for, so we really made it about us. How can we get better? How can our rules apply to any defense we see? And then from a defensive standpoint, we threw every offensive formation out at them this week to see if we can line up, communicate, and play fast.
All right, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so just a word from Coach Adams there before the game, and he says that a lot. It's about us. And obviously when you win a state championship, you believe him because that's what it is. It's about our guys doing our assignments on the field, and like you mentioned, Britton, every play is assigned to go all the way. It's drawn up to go to the house.
Well, you have to prepare for yourself when you don't know what you're going to get on the other side. Which basically you could look at what Brentwood Academy does, but you don't even know if that's what the coach is going to do. So you're familiar with that. Obviously, Brentwood, a great program in the state. We talked about it in pregame, but Brentwood, great program. You can look at some of their film, understand what they try to do. But at the end of the day, if you can get your defensive front in the right place, if you can line your guys up and make sure they know their assignments, just put them in a good position to play football.
Yeah.
And, the defensive coordinator, Scott Vogel, played safety at Memphis. Scott's done a great job defensively. If he puts his guys in the right position, we've got a great number of athletes.
Absolutely. Harding getting ready to kick off. We got a brief word. We're able to talk with Coach David Carter as well, so get him on the line. Offensive coordinator David Carter, thanks for joining us on the pregame show. Coming off a win last week, I know you had some things to work on, so good film to do that with. From the offensive side of the ball, what did you see was some of the keys to moving into this week to play Harding?
Sure, yeah. I think initially the kids were so focused on the other team instead of focusing on themselves that we were able to this week realign that focus, get it corrected, make sure that we're focused on what we're trying to do so that we're getting better for where we want to be at the end. And I think the kids did a great job buying into that this week.
Awesome. All right, Coach. Good luck tonight.
You bet.
All right, that's offensive coordinator David Carter, just kind of what the game plan was going to be going into tonight. So Harding getting ready to kick off.
Clayton, we had 22 kickoff returns last year for 572 yards. That's a 26-yard average.
Tucker White will take it at the 8-yard line. Boy, he's got a hole. Great speed for White. Boy, just gets tripped up. He'll get to the 40. So they charted the 42-yard line. Well, they're going to give him a little extra to the 44-yard line. We'll take those 2 or 3 extra yards. So kind of a short kick. Tucker came up and fielded it. Got a great hop and was able.
I saw Jack Stevens took his guy to the ground, And then unfortunately, when Tucker the hole, he ended up running right past. That guy basically came from the ground to get him. Jack did a good job blocking him, but the guy was in the spot to make the tackle. A great return.
Absolutely. We talked about Jack last week. Just a great game on special teams. Will Arthur up top. Stevens down low. Agapos your fullback. We're going to fake to Greenwood. Agapos in the flats. That's going to be about a great 8-yard pickup. Almost a little bootleg, a little gut boot. Slipping the fullback into the flats. Great 8-yard pickup on first down. That'll bring up second down and 2.
Well, Brandon Artilli said the first play is power pass. Of course, I couldn't give that away, right? But the first play was power pass. Coach Carter wanted to throw the ball on the first play.
All right, we'll see. We come up. Arthur under center. Agapos, Greenwood, your tailback. Wow, nice play. Greenwood gets a hold. Going to turn on his speed to the outside. Let's see if they can catch him to the 20. They will not. Down to the 5. Touchdown, Greenwood from 46 yards out. 48 yards out, we'll call it. Second play from scrimmage. Greenwood takes it all the way. Boy, it didn't take long, Britton.
Boy, it didn't.
With 11:15 to go in this first quarter, Eagles already on the board.
You give Jalen a little bit of room. I mean, we've talked about it all last year. Jalen is a guy that has just state track. Well, he's AAU track competitor at the state level, and he's one of the fastest guys in the state.
Boy, you're not kidding. Just a great kick-out block by Coot as he came from that left side. Kicked the end out.
Extra points up and good.
Fantastic block. Agapos just bulldozed the linebacker. And when you do that, 2 assignments, 100% on those assignments, you're going to get 6 points. Let Jalen Greenwood do the rest.
Well, Jalen was a little banged up last year, had some hamstring issues, and yet Jalen still had a great year last year. You had the double threat last year of Jalen and Matthew McMeans. Jalen had 1,577 yards rushing last year on 167 attempts, averaging 9.4 yards per carry. He just improved his per yard per carry.
I'd say so.
Right there.
I'd say so. All right, kickoff team here. We got Arthur, Weissman, Hill, Garrison, Jack Stevens, Jacob Welch, Charlie Crosby, Griffin Garrison, Zach Baker, Jalen Greenwood. I mean, you got the starting team out there. No chances of anyone returning one. Perkins will kick that down to the 3-yard line. Bring it out to about the 20, we'll call it the 22-yard line. The Lions will take over on offense.
First down line, 22.
All right, the starting defensive line, Dietrich Pennington, 77. Nose tackle, Ben Gray. Ben started last week. Coaches were high on him. Was able to plug the middle of the field up well. Adam Wickton, number 50, another one coaches were high on. Just a great job by that defensive line. Inside backers, Andrew Agapos. We're going to move Griffin Garrison inside this week. He was outside last week. We'll bring him in. We'll put Caden Hill, number 5, out where Garrison was. Zach Baker, your strong safety this side. Boy, quick little pass. Zach Baker right there. That'll be a loss of maybe 4, 3 to 4 on the play.
Good reaction by Zach Baker.
Brady Holloway, number 6, outside backer. We mentioned him along with Caden Hill. Peter Nern, your safety. Arthur and Weissman, your corners.
Great quick response by Zach Baker watching that replay. Open field tackles are harder than they look.
Second down, 13, little inside read handoff. Boy, he is stuck right at the hole. I believe that was Andrew Agapos came up and just stopped him in his tracks.
Andrew was a key player last year on that linebacker core.
Huge.
He read that play.
It was
from the very beginning.
The defensive Dietrich Pennington held his guy up, which was great. 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 13. Harding on their own 19-yard line, traveling north.
Surprised we're not going to have a delay of game here.
All right, Harding will do almost like a little read play just to make sure they can get it out of the end zone area. Just a whole host of Eagles. Brady Holloway there, Baker there.
Well, Coach Adams talked about one of the things that he needed to see this week was his defense flying to the ball. He did not feel like they did a good job of that against Arlington. They made that a key point in their practice this week, and I would say that so far this defense has been flying around.
Yeah, Agapos was the first one there to make the hit. Got a lot of help from the inside. He turned it back in. All right, Nern back to receive the punt. He's he's right at midfield.
High snap. Still in the end zone. He might have stepped out.
Well, he gets pushed out. It's going to be a safety. So that'll be 2 points for the Eagles, and we'll get the ball back. So,
Clayton, I'm going to tell you that was the smartest thing that they could have done.
No doubt.
Because now they can kick off. They give up 2 points, but now they can kick off instead of handing the Eagles the ball probably at about the 35-yard line.
I mean, yeah, it's
the Lions' 35-yard line.
All right, so with 8:51 to go in this first quarter, Eagles already on top, 9-0. What's kind of eerily quiet?
It's because there's no stands. There's no fans.
I know it's just it wasn't like this maybe last week, maybe because we were in the stands, but being away from it.
I mean,
you don't pick up a lot of crowd noise, a lot of.
There is no crowd noise to pick up.
You don't pick up any smell of burgers or hot dogs.
No, you can't cook anything.
I know.
Who's calling these shots? some.
I don't know. People smarter than us, I think.
Challenge.
I hope.
Challenge.
I hope.
Challenge. I just threw the red challenge flag on that.
All right, that front line, Jack Stevens, 11, Griffin Garrison, 18, Charlie Crosby, number 4, Baker, 17, Clayton Garrison, 39. All right, it's going to go to Greenwood on the 25-yard line. See if he can get a hole. It's a little crease. Cuts back.
We're going to have a hold, and it was. It was a hold. Yeah, right about the 50-yard line, the Lions had somebody who was about to make a tackle, and our guy said, "No, I don't think so." Pulled it back from behind.
Well, they had to kick off a little deeper than
which
they
would have been
do.
fine if they hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens a lot, but they saw it.
First penalty of the night. So no harm with that penalty. We'll just back it up. Wasn't like he had a touchdown returned.
Well, I think the Harding guy would have tackled us probably at about the 50.
Yeah.
And so they moved to the 45. That's for a penalty. That's not that punitive.
All right, Stevens up top. We're going to put Will Arthur kind of inside receiver just off the line of scrimmage. Wickham, your center. Pleban, right guard. Barnett, right tackle. Brady Holloway, your tight end on the right side. Cooch, your left guard. Pennington, your left tackle. We'll flip Holloway over. We're going to run power to the left side. Greenwood's going to get behind Pleban. Nice run. We'll pick up about 9. Brandon, I'm not sure you can hear us on the sideline over there. Just give us a report.
Now, we're going to try to overcome any technical difficulties. I think I sounded pretty good.
Yep.
But, yeah, it seems like obviously a lot of vocal. It's pretty vocal over here on the side. I know you're not hearing it in the stands, but we need to get a special mic. Maybe I'll leave my mic on the sideline so we get some more noise over here.
Get some crowd
because they're fired up. Or we can pipe in some crowd noise like the NBA or something.
There you go. All right, thanks, Brandon. All right, Hatcher in the shotgun. A little inside read to Tucker White. Boy, nice block by Ben Lucas on the outside. That'll pick up a first down for the Eagles. He'll pick up about maybe 9.
That's a Sean Wilkins State Farm first down. You know what? We forgot to do the Benny James touchdown.
That's right.
And what is a safety? Who's got the safeties?
I don't know that we have a safety.
We'll do the Dave Morris M3
Okay.
safety. That sideline report was brought to
It's
you by
Rusty.
Dave Morris. Rusty, what I'm Rusty? You were cutting out. I hope you stay that way if you're going to bash me like that.
Well, I'm just saying, hey, we're all just knocking off the cobwebs, right?
It's my first game back. I have a no rain contract.
Well, nice hard run by Tucker White. Right up the middle out of that shotgun, almost like a pistol formation. Britton, almost like a little bit of an option. We didn't have a pitch man really, but it was just a quick little handoff right up the middle. Arlington ran a lot of that last week.
Well, Coach Adams is really high on Tucker White. He's talked about him. We had the double threat last year with Matthew McMeans and Jalen Greenwood. This year you have Tucker White and Jalen Greenwood.
All right, 2nd down and 6, 6:55 and counting in this first quarter. Agapos your fullback, Hatcher quarterback. Of course, Tucker White just to the right of him. There's that pistol formation once again. Jack Stevens in tight. A little quick pass to Arthur, just out of his reach. Hatcher probably like to have that back. Had plenty of time, probably more time than he thought to throw that pass. Definitely a great route by Arthur. We'll try to dial that up a little bit again. 3rd down and 6. Ball on the 34-yard line. Hatcher will bring the play in from the sideline. Stevens up top out wide. Arthur inside just off the line of scrimmage. Agapos your fullback. Tucker White your tailback. Well, 3-step drop. Looking for Arthur going deep. Just out of reach. We had a step. That'll bring up 4th down. Let's see what the Eagles decide to do. We may go for it on 4th down, being up 9-0 already.
Fourth down, Eagles. 4th and 6.
You're going to see plenty of deep balls from Hatcher this year. He's got a great, strong arm. He had that arm 2 years ago.
That's right. Coach Paul Warner is the quarterback's coach, and they have really worked on just his mechanics, which he could always throw the ball. I mean, a mile. Just getting that thing kind of tightened in, fine-tuned. All right, so we're going to go for it. We're going to heavy on that left side. Stretch play to the left. Tucker White, nice cut. Boy, great defensive play by number 3, Octavius Lamar, coming up.
Yeah, Clayton, Octavius Lamar has a player that we've said his name a lot the last 2 years.
Exactly.
He's one of the best athletes on that team.
Yeah, Tucker made a great cut. Just like you said, Lamar filled that hole from that secondary.
Yeah, Octavius is a senior. But he was making a difference as a sophomore.
All right, so the Eagles kind of stall out that second drive. The Lions will come out. We're going to put Coot now at nose guard, put Ben Gray at the left defensive tackle, so those two will flip up front. First we've seen Gray at the defensive tackle position.
Got Zach Baker and Will Arthur, the bottom of your screen, defensive backs. Hand off to the opposite side.
Coot just wrapped him up and throws him to the ground. That'll be a loss of maybe 4 on the play, so 2nd down. And
looks like they're spotting him. They're giving him some forward progress. Maybe a 1.5 yard loss.
I think you're right.
A yard?
Yep, you're right. Ball on the 32-yard line, 5:23 to go. 2nd down and 10 for the Lions. Nice little throw and catch. Chris Weissman up from that cornerback position to make the tackle, but a pickup of about 9 on the play. Not yet a first down, but a little inside the read and pop up and pass.
Chris responded quickly, but it's a good throw and catch.
Yeah, and Luke Campbell. All right, that'll be a first down for the Eagles.
The Lions.
Excuse me, the Lions. Almost a little stretch play. Really around that right corner to the short side of the field, which is difficult to do.
Kendall Guest, the running back for the Lions on that carry.
That's the first down for the Lions on the night.
I think they went back with the same play.
Yeah, it looked like the same play. Griffin Garrison there to make the tackle, inside linebacker number 18.
Coach Adams talked about that this week, Clayton, in our call. He said, when we find a couple plays that work, we're going to make them stop us.
That's right.
And I think that's what you should do. When you've got a big offensive line like we do, we ought to be able to run the ball on some people. As soon as they make some adjustments, then you open up. That opens up the passing game and the outside run.
2nd down and 9, just out of the reach. Nern comes up to make the solid tackle. Weissman Doe almost came up with the interception. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. 3:46 to go in the first quarter. Cheerleaders were not allowed to come over tonight. We wish we had them. That would have created some noise from the sidelines. We look forward to having them back next week.
Yeah, having cheerleaders stand over there on the track would clearly be an issue.
That would be, yeah.
That would be a problem. There's a lot of people over there.
Oh, there's Peter Nern. He picks it. He's going to go all the way, Brett. Yeah, to the 40. They will not catch Nern. To the 15, 10. Touchdown Nern, just like last week, except he takes this all the way in for 6.
Nern got a good block by Dietrich Pennington and Caden Hill right at the line of scrimmage there.
That's awesome. He read that the whole way. Quarterback just put a little too much air on that. Great play by Nern. That's going to put the Eagles up with this extra point. Hopefully good. Ethan Perkins in to attempt. Bennett Brady on the snap and Nern on the hold. All right, kick is up and good.
That's 4 for 5 on extra points with our new kicker, Ethan Perkins, on the year. And a 35-yard field goal to boot last week.
All right, so with 3:33 to go, your Eagles on top 16-0. We'll bring Perkins back out again to kick off. Was really turned out a nice night to play football. Not quite as hot as it has been. Cooler weather moving in. Michael Stoker on the camera tonight. Thanks, Mike. Always traveling with us.
Chris Williams on the stats.
Great kick by Perkins down to the 1. Well, he actually fell down at the 14-yard line. They're going to mark that.
That's a Tim Wilson Compliance Associates kickoff.
Thank you to Tim Wilson and his family. Of course, we mentioned State Farm. Sean Wilkins Sr. family.
What we just missed again. Man, Brandon's right. I'm rusty. I'm sorry. We missed another Benny James touchdown. Called Darren Wilkes with Benny James for HVAC. I actually called Benny James today because I got an appliance. I got a dryer that won't work. So he's going to have to come check it out.
He just dropped off a new air conditioner in my house 2 weeks ago, or about 3 weeks ago.
A little flip to a receiver back around
Yeah,
from the opposite
like a
side, little shuttle.
Great for your stats. Peter Nern up to make the tackle. Darren came all the way up from that safety position to make that tackle. That'll be second down and 8, 3:03 and counting. Ben Lucas now in it inside backer along with Agapos. Ben Gray back at nose guard. Pleben, your defensive tackle. Oh, Caden Hill right there with the pick. Boy, just a quick throw.
Caden just stepped right in front of that ball.
I mean, just perfect. Was looking for Lamar, their go-to guy, but Caden was had his head on a swivel.
He snuck out.
Yeah,
He
great play.
down, snuck out right there. The
Yeah.
flat was right there for it. It was as if he read the play.
Yeah, watch the quarterback the whole way.
Well, you know, and I mean, Clayton, you're a all-state quarterback. I'm sure you didn't do this in Mississippi, but you know, a lot of high school quarterbacks, they just broadcast where they're going.
I would have done that right there. I'd have done that because I couldn't have probably seen. I just probably would have thrown it and would have gotten the pick.
I don't think you would have, because then you wouldn't have been all-state.
All right, we're going to run gut to the left side. Jalen Greenwood, he'll pick up maybe, we'll call it maybe 4 on the play. Looks like they're marking him at 3.
Will Arthur just pancaked his guy. I feel sorry for that guy.
Second down and 8, 2:22 to go in this first quarter. Eagles already up 16-0.
Ball on the ground. The quarterback running back handoff. Ball just hit the ground. I'm not sure who recovered it, Clayton.
See if
I'm
we can
not
get
sure
in
the
there.
officials are sure who recovered it. See if we can watch a replay. Yeah, that's just early in the season. Running back goes one way, quarterback thinks he's going the other. Just a little miscommunication in the backfield. I was fortunate to retain possession of that ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually looking down because Garrett Wilson, number 15, a sophomore, just checked in the game. We mentioned Tim Wilson just a moment ago. His son Garrett checked in at receiver.
Well, Garrett's got great speed.
Great athlete. Just don't see a lot of him, so already seen him early in this first quarter. You'll see him up top right now. He'll go out wide. Arthur will be just inside of him. Agapos, your fullback. Tucker White's going to line up right behind him, number 29. That pistol formation once again. We're running power to the right side. Boy, White, great cut. He will go in. 18 yards out, Tucker White. Play design to the right. Immediately went to his left. Great cut. Saw an opening.
He
6 points, Tucker White.
He ran over the safety. He ran right over the safety. Safety came over and said, I want some of that. And Tucker said, I don't think so.
Fantastic. We're going to go Ethan Perkins back in to attempt the extra point. All right, kick is up and good. That'll be 23-0. Britton, let's talk about that last play just a minute.
6 extra points. That was a Benny James, Darren Wilkes touchdown.
Thank you, Benny James. I tell you, that last play, that was designed to go to the right. He was going to get behind Coot, who was pulling. However, Dietrich just blew his guy off the line at that left defensive tackle, so it just completely opened up the left side.
Yeah, I could have run through that.
I think you could have.
Today, right today. Yeah. Probably would have pulled a hamstring.
Yeah, but you'd scored.
But I could have scored.
And yeah, you would have.
I'd have run over that safety too, as far as I know.
Nice play. Eagles up. 54 seconds to go in this first quarter.
22-0. 23-0.
All right, Perkins will send that down to the corner, just won't quite make the end zone. So that'll be a flag, and that'll give the Lions a little better field position.
That was almost a perfect kick. About 2 yards. Last week he did it.
It was unbelievable. I mean, it was just right at the pylon.
That's a little bit of it's a high risk, high reward proposition right there.
All right, Ben Gray, Coot, Luke Pleben, all that defensive front. Ben Lucas, Agapos, your middle linebackers. Caden Hill, Brady Holloway, your outside backers. Zach Baker, strong safety. Nern, your safety. Weisman and Arthur, your corners.
Coach Adams said he was pleased with Wickham and Cleveland both last week.
It's looking like we were going to have to get some homework tonight quick on some of these young guys coming in because we're going to see a lot of guys playing, I believe. Great play by Coot. Coot stopped him, wrapped him up. Agapos came over. Holloway came over.
Zach Baker crashed in.
Huge play by Coot. Well, those defensive guys and offensive guys, they go both ways. And it's amazing how productive they are going both ways all night. Those guys aren't like defensive backs. They get hit every play.
That's right.
Every play. This will be the last play before the quarter.
Oh, man. Who was that?
Sounded like Andrew Agapos.
That was definitely an Agapos. He just got Agapos. Brandon, you got a word from the sideline?
Well, they're definitely getting fired up. You can see the appreciation Coach Adams is having. Again, in the first game, last perhaps rusty. They're rusty, and I think they're definitely satisfied with the way they're coming out. They're flying to the
We got some of that, Brandon. You were cutting out there at the end. It's probably COVID. Brandon just interviewed Coach Adams. We didn't get it.
Well, it was a great play by Agapos. That last one, he just came up. I mean, just didn't slow down. Just tattooed him.
Hey, buddy. What's up, dude?
All right, here we go. We're going to start this second quarter. We're going to flip the field. Harding will be traveling south.
Long 3rd down and 9. From the Lions' own 36.
Just overthrown. Nice little play. That would possibly got a first down. The quarterback had plenty of time, just rushed the throw a little bit. But that will bring up 4th down and 9, 11:55 to go. Eagles on top, 23-0. Nern will drop back, number 13. He'll drop back from that free safety position to catch the punt.
Number 39, Andrew Chase, is out for the punt. The receiver for the Eagles is number 13, Amen.
All right, Nern will get out of the way of that. That's going to take a Harding bounce.
That's a definite Harding bounce for a very low kick.
They'll pick it up at the 21-yard line where the Eagles will take over 1st and 10. All right, we're going to bring Ben Gray in at that left defensive tackle, give Pennington a break. Quick handoff to Greenwood up the middle. He'll pick up probably 5 on the play.
Second and 6 by the Eagles.
Second down and 6 for your Eagles. Quick little flat pass to Agapos. He'll break a tackle. Pick up about 15 on the play. Great running by Agapos after the catch.
Good hard run by Agapos. He put his head down.
Number 2 getting after passes number 14 Will Arthur. Tackle on the play by number 26 Taylor People. That is up to the Eagles' first down. First down Eagles at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, we're trying to get these sideline reports from Brandon, but the cordless mic's not working, so we'll try to switch over to the phone.
All right, 11:05 to go. Harding player down, 23-0. All right, here with Brandon Artilli, sideline reporter. Brandon, a little better. Hopefully we can get you right here.
Yeah, I think good old-fashioned technology. We'll go with the cell phone, and I think it has come through better. Did just get some unfortunate news from Coach Vogel. It's looking like that Dietrich Pennington will be out the rest of the game, just as an abundance of caution. But they're going to be taking a look at that. But number 77 won't be coming back on out for the night.
Yeah, well, if he's even nursing anything, best to keep him out. We'll need him later. I saw Ben Gray come in there at that left defensive tackle. Brandon, looks like with a 23-0 lead here at the second quarter, we're going to get a lot of young guys in the game tonight. So I'm sure those guys are probably feeling the itch to get out on the field.
Yeah, they got some butterflies out here because they're going to have an opportunity to play under the bright Friday night lights, and this is a good opportunity for them to get some reps, get some live time out on the field. Certainly, as we look at it right now, and as I was saying, kind of in that first at the end of the first quarter, just Coach Adams is certainly appreciating how much fire his team is playing with right now. Certainly, a better product compared to last Thursday night against Arlington.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't see. It looks like that's Octavius Lamar, Britton, who we talked about earlier, number 3. Fantastic.
Can you see who that is, Brandon?
Let's.
Looks like number 3.
No,
and
it looks like number 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe just cramps. It's hard to tell.
Well, I hope for his sake it's cramps. That's their best player.
Do what?
I'd say it's one of their best players on the team for sure.
The way he's walking on his heels, it looks like cramps. All right, Brandon, you want to stay on the line or you want to check back in?
I think I'm going to just stay on the line
That's
and
perfect.
listen to y'all call the game.
Come on.
Y'all are doing a wonderful job.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I mean, we've learned it all from you mostly.
I mean, you're a professional. I'm just a hack, but you're a professional.
Well, y'all are doing an outstanding
All right,
job.
Garrett Wilson back up top, number
Sometimes I forget
15.
to talk.
Will Arthur, 14. Caden Hill, inside receiver. Agapos Greenwood stacked in the backfield. That's a new formation. Nice run by Greenwood. Off the right side, he'll pick up probably 3.
Good job by the Lions defensive line, just collapsing that hole.
To your point, Britton, I can hear it down on the field. You know, they're you got to give it to the Harding Lions. Here we are, down 23-0, and they're still fighting hard. They're not backing down at the moment.
No, I'm impressed with their heart. They just don't have a lot of players either.
All right, Jack Stevens in close at the top of the screen. You got Caden Hill, Will Arthur.
Looks like they have 17 extra guys on the sidelines. That's it.
Arthur up, Caden Hill down the sideline. Nice catch at the 30. Boy, he'll go in. Nice throw and catch. Hatcher to Hill. Will Arthur with a great block over the top to kind of spring him.
Boy, Caden he just yards after catch. That's a great example of it. Caden stopped, went back. It was hard to follow. It's hard to follow on this little screen on the camera that we're looking at. Just a little bitty monitor that Michael's having to use here to video. But Caden just stopped in his tracks, backed up, basically shifted to the right, and punched it in. Did get a good block, as you said, by Will Arthur. That's another Benny James touchdown. Called Darren Wilkes for your HVAC appliance.
I think officially that's probably about a 60-yard touchdown pass from from Hatcher. 59. Well, 59 or 60, right on the edge there.
Good guess.
From Hatcher to Hill.
Well, the extra point was also good. Great job by Ethan Perkins. Put in another extra point. It's 4 for 4 tonight, right?
Brandon, we're seeing a lot of Caden Hill on the offensive and defensive side of the ball tonight.
Well, it seems like they are taking advantage of his athleticism, being really creative and trying to figure out ways to incorporate him in the game. I know that they're excited about earlier that pass play early in the first quarter that didn't work out in the end zone. I think Will Arthur was the intended receiver on that one. Trying to diagnose what happened. I heard Coach Carter diagnose what happened on that one. Not giving up on the passing game, and Caden Hill was able to step up and make a big play. They're all just like running around.
All right, so that ball is going to roll out of bounds once again.
Clayton, I have the cheerleaders brought to you by Vining Sparks. They're not here tonight. I don't know why not. I have no idea why not, but they're not. But I'm going to announce them anyway. So Madison Bradford, Cameron Burkett, Samantha Campos. I'm going to have to get these names right. I'm going to have to ask Lindley.
Hard, yeah.
I'll ask Lindley. Claire Colley, Eva Daughtry, Lane Dawson, Tyler Finley, Anna Laura Howard, Sydney Jackson, Layla Poplar, Marin Rauscher, Tiffany Reed, Sarah Regal, Mary Rowland, Brooke Sane, Josie Todd, Evelyn Vanderswag, Catherine Watson, Campbell Williams, Meg Williams, and Lindley Wilkins.
All right, run up the middle. Let's pick up probably 3 or 4. Coote there on the tackle. Got some new guys in. Jacob Welch, outside linebacker. Bennett Brady, number 3, playing cornerback up top. Wickham, Coote, and Pleben, your down lineman.
Ashley Colley leads the cheerleaders. I forgot to mention that. Miss Colley and Jennifer Wilkinson.
2nd down and 7, 9:34 to go.
Oh, wow.
Ben Lucas came up from that inside linebacker position and just laid the quarterback out. Now that we heard that up here.
I heard that. There was no crowd noise to stop it.
Completely.
What a great reaction.
Yeah, completely unblocked and great form tackle. Didn't leave his feet.
I think you could have heard that at Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, he hit.
I don't think it mattered. You could have heard
solid.
that shot heard around the neighborhood.
It was a fantastic tackle.
I think they heard that over on Poplar Avenue.
Definitely on Poplar Pike. A little hold.
What's a little hold among friends? I mean,
great tackle by Caden Hill. Little screen pass. Adam Wickham was just right in the quarterback's face. I don't know how you don't call a hold on that play, but
you don't call a hold because it's 30-0.
Yeah, that's why you don't. That's right. You're right. That's why you don't. Nonetheless, Adam was fighting through that, but Hill's there to make the tackle. We're going to drop Nern back to receive the punt. I think we're going to slowly start to see these second string, third string, fourth string guys, this JV team, come in and play. Or we're not going to play a second half. We'll get the mercy rule.
Oh, do you get the mercy rule?
Yeah. Great punt by Harding. Nern there. He'll drop out of the way.
Boy, another Harding Lion bounce. Man, that's 2 solid bounces they've gotten.
That's a great punt.
Their punter just did a little golf shot,
Yeah, he
something on the field. I mean, you know what? That's a great punt. I might do that too. I probably wouldn't, but I mean.
That was a 50-something yard punt.
If you're going to do something like that, you need to back it up. He did.
All right, 7:43 to go in this second quarter. Wow, this game. Last week the game went by so fast that we didn't have time to really do anything. The rest were trying to speed it along due to the weather.
Yeah. You know, I wonder why Harding wouldn't let us have cheerleaders here tonight.
I don't know. I think they could have spread out myself.
They've had a number of issues. I mean, in their defense, they've had a number of issues. I think their volleyball team had to be quarantined. The football team couldn't play the first 2 weeks. So
3-step drop by Hatcher. Look for Baker. Just fell through his hand. Yeah, I mean, right there. Great play.
That was a good throw.
Definitely like to have that back. Coach said Baker would get some opportunities at receiver this week. It's shown had a great week of practice. We're going to keep that front starting line in there. Of course, Gray in there for Pennington. Tucker White, your tailback, your fullback, Jacob Welch, 25. Hand off to White, makes one man miss. He's going to just, maybe lose a half a yard to a yard on the play. Great pursuit by Harding.
Tucker was really the third go-to guy last year. He was the third running back. He had 50 attempts, 280 yards. He still averaged 5.6 yards a carry last year.
All right, Garrett Wilson, the bottom of your screen. Caden Hill, Bennett Brady up top. Little sprint out by Hatcher.
Boy, got it off.
Yeah, great heads-up play. Almost even completed it to Tucker White.
Jacob Hatcher, 6'2", 225. That quarterback.
Yeah, that's why that quarterback sneak
when I
is the
played
best
in
play.
high school, we didn't have but like 3 guys that weighed over 225 on the whole team.
He's a big guy. You just saw it. It took a couple guys to get him to the ground. And in fact, they couldn't get him to the ground because he threw it. All right, Ethan Perkins is going to punt from our own, basically from the end line.
We need a Harding roll is what we need.
Well, that's from where he was, he punted that over 40 yards. That's not what it's going to show in the books, but. All right, 6:42.
He's done a great job kicking as a new kicker. It's only his second game.
Thank you once again to our sponsors as we flip through these. State Farm, Sean Wilkins Sr., Pediatric Dental Group. It's the halftime show. Bank 3 sponsors our Players of the Week. We'll have those up this week. Of course, Benny James, we mentioned him earlier. Regal Pharma Lab, Memphis Children's Clinic. We're going to get back to them in just a second. First and 10 for the Harding on the 40.
Is that Ben Gray stuffing the line right there?
Ben Gray just,
Several other, there was a host of guys. Ben Gray, Adam Wickton.
Yeah, you're not going to move Ben Gray.
Again. Adam was one of the guys last year, Clayton. I really noticed him towards the end of the season. He just flew around and became a difference maker.
Yeah, I remember St. George's had a great game. Played well down at North Point. MSC Commercial Cabinet, Sammy Reagan family, thank you to their family. Saw those guys heading out of town this week. Tim Wilson, Compliance Associates. Mentioned him earlier. Of course, his son Garrett on the team.
Lined up as wide receiver just a little while ago.
Buff City Soap, the Kevin Hershke family that sponsored the pregame show.
We may not have a halftime show. What's the mercy rule?
It's probably 30, I would think. Chris, do you know? I mean, you can't do it before the first half, but it may be after the third quarter if it's 30. All right, well, that does not look good for number 34, Kendall Guess. He's gotten the majority of their carries tonight at that tailback position, so to see him holding his arm is not good for Harding. Hope he heals up fast.
No, I mentioned they only have about 15 substitutes. I don't know if you can see that. They do not have a lot of depth. Certainly favors the Eagles.
All right, so we're going to bring in number 67, David Coote, younger brother of Coote, that left defensive tackle. Great play. Coote was there. Agapos was there.
There's that defense flying to the ball like Coach Adams wanted. Coach Vogel.
So you got Ben Gray, right defensive tackle. You've got Coote, 61, and then David Coote, 67, right beside him. So two brothers out there. That's got to be a lot of fun. Brandon, a lot of these young guys starting to slowly get in.
Yeah, so they're having a great opportunity here. I got a comment, though. Coach Carter, Coach Adams giving some tough love to Blake Barnett about holding blocks and getting to who he needs to seal off on these running plays and really just controlling the line of scrimmage. So look for that on the next play. He's going to probably play with a little more fire on the next Eagle possession there.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Little quick pass. Ben Lucas there to bring him down from that inside backer position. Two nice tackles on this side of the field by Lucas.
Caden Hill was right on that ball and just barely overran it. He's already picked off one tonight. It's hard not to go for the ball.
All right, that ball is going to roll into the end zone. Nern came up, gave a nice little fake. That'll bring it back out to the 20 with 4:24 to go in this second quarter. Your Eagles on top 30-0. We're going to see who all comes in now. Looks like we're going to leave that first unit still in there.
Yeah, Clayton, I want to say something about this Harding team family group over here. They welcomed us tonight. Everyone here has been extremely nice, very accommodating. We appreciate how Harding has hosted us tonight. Not surprised, but we appreciate it.
Well, just to be in the press box as opposed to
the stands
on a generator
in the rain.
Well, Will Arthur.
That's going to be pass interference, and I'm not sure what just happened.
Well, like you said, it's
30-0.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't pass interference. No, he looked.
Yeah, fly route.
He looked in his rearview mirror.
Hatcher dropped back, looking for Arthur the whole time. A go route on the outside. Actually was the inside receiver.
Did he ever look?
I mean, Hatcher threw the ball like 50 yards in the air. I mean, he could have probably thrown it further. Greenwood to get in behind Agapos. Nice hard run by Greenwood. That'll move the chains. 4:10 to go. Ball.
Is that a Sean Wilkins State Farm first down?
Absolutely.
A little rusty. Sorry, Dad. All I can tell you is he's a great agent. You know, I've said it before, takes me on vacation, buys me dinner. I mean, if your agent's not doing that, I just got to recommend Sean Wilkins.
All right, little gut off the left side. Greenwood once again. He'll pick up probably 4 on the play.
Brandon, have you got an unlimited data plan?
I hope so. I need to check on that right now, make sure I'm not I know I'm not roaming, though.
It's working better than that mic did.
Then we're going to continue to roll with this.
Jack Stevens down at the bottom. We got Hill up top. Lucas, your fullback. Greenwood right behind him. Breaks free on the sideline. That'll be first down. Eagles. He'll pick up another 10. Tell you what, he's still running hard.
A little shake and bake right there.
The Lions defense. First and 10 Eagles on the 48-yard line.
Great job by Lucas. Great job by Coot as they kind of.
It's 93 yards for Greenwood coming in.
Chris Williams with the stats here says that 93 yards. That's MSC Commercial Cabinets stats. 93 yards for Jalen Greenwood on the night. And we're still in the first half.
All right, stretch play off the left side to Tucker White. Same play he scored on last week. He'll pick up 8 on the play.
Where the average yards per carry is going to increase tonight for sure.
Well, what were we earlier? It was 11, wasn't it?
That was per play.
Yeah, per play. It's been 11 yards per play.
Per play.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
8 yards on your first down play, on your run play. That's good. 2:45 left in the first half.
Wilson up top. Arthur, bottom receiver. Lucas, your fullback.
Oh, we got a missed assignment.
Hatcher will go down and be a loss of, we'll call it 5 yards on the play. Ran a little bit of a boot.
It's like a little bit of a delayed blitz from the right side. Just didn't have anybody on him.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, you look, nobody's there.
Well, what's good
you
about
keep looking.
this? What's good about this is this is what they need to practice. 3rd and long.
All right, Arthur Hill, bottom of your screen. Jack Stevens up top. White's your fullback. Well, looking for Caden Hill. Seam route just out of reach.
Step. He was open.
Yeah, just need a little bit more air in that.
Caden beat his man.
Yep, Brittany caught number 7, Jamison Smith.
I saw him up on the top of your screen
Top
there.
slot, that's right.
Yeah.
First time in tonight. First time to play this year. So nice to have him on the field. Got a lot of speed. Coaches speak very highly of him. All right, we're going to still have Ethan Perkins to punt. 1:16 to go until halftime. Ball slips through Perkins' hands. Still has time to pick it up.
Hit him. They hit that guy in the
All right, Garrison will touch it. It'll roll dead at the 37-yard line of the Eagles. So great field position for Harding. See if they can capitalize before halftime.
Well, he did almost hit one of the Lions. It looked like it didn't in the film, but boy, watching it live, it looked like it hit him.
All right, we're going to keep Welch in, outside backer. Zach Bratton's going to be outside linebacker, number 16. Wickham, Coot, and Gray, your front 3. Weissman, Arthur, your corners. Tucker White, your safety. He'll come in for Nern. Coot just swallowed him up. You're not going to hardly get by him tonight. He's playing. He's having a great game on both sides of the ball. Wickham right there with him. Just under a minute. And just a great play by Coot. He just blew the center up. Second down and 10. Little inside handoff, pick up probably 2 or 3 on the play for Harding.
20 seconds left.
Here is with the
We won one timeout.
Stop on play by Eagles. Third down Lions. Timeout. Lions. 14 and a half.
All right, timeout for the Lions.
Lions take a time. We'd like to acknowledge our official sponsor of the game.
Clayton timeouts this year brought to you by Strategic Financial Partners. Hamp Holcomb, Bill Edwards, Chandler Gagnon, Barrett Jones. You recognize those names. When you talk about famous Eagles, there's some famous names in there.
No doubt.
Bill Edwards played a little pro baseball. Chandler Gagnon, pro soccer. Barrett Jones, a little bit of pro football. And Hamp Holcomb's like a pro dad. Call those guys Strategic Financial Partners for financial planning, wealth management. They help me out. They're one of the guys that I go to. I got 2 guys on here. Sean Wilkins, State Farm. I got Strategic Financial Partners. I got
And Benny James.
And I got Benny James. Benny James seems like he's at Darren Wilkes is at my house at least every month, probably every couple of weeks. I wonder if I can put him on retainer.
Probably can. Shout out to Dave Morris, name familiar to ECS family. He's on board this year as a sponsor. Thanks so much to Dave for all you do, especially sponsoring this tonight.
Yeah, for all you did. Dave was the interim head of school.
That's right.
For zero pay.
Little seam route.
Oh, wow. Ball came loose. No, they're going to rule it
Incomplete. Will Arthur came over from the cornerback and just broke the ball. Yeah, just a great. I'll tell you, he played last week as well on defense tackling as I've seen. I mean, just
he's been very physical tonight.
Yep, he was like that last week. Nice clean hit. It was a great throw.
Yeah, you're right. That's one of the keys about that hit. He hit him really hard, but that was a fair, clean, well-timed hit. Didn't lead with his head. That's the way you draw it up. Great job, Will Arthur. Apologize again, Will, for misspelling your name on the graphic. You know, I got to apologize too, Clayton, for not some of the cheerleaders are new and I've not met them yet. I don't know how to pronounce their names, and I apologize for that. I will get that fixed for next week. I have an inside track on one of the cheerleaders who can help me out with that.
You do?
Why I didn't ask her before tonight, that's on me. But we do appreciate the cheerleaders. I know they work hard. As a cheer dad, they put in a lot of time, and they actually competed last year. I think they'll compete again this year, depending on how all that works out. But they were competed last year and actually won some awards and got invited to go down to Orlando for nationals. So they are putting in a lot of hard work. Appreciate Miss Colley leading that group.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long first half. I was telling Britton last week, you know, it's the game went so fast, like I mentioned, because of the weather. The rest, they were starting the clock. I mean, there were several delay of games because the clock started so fast.
Yeah, it did.
Neither team was ready for it. But tonight, we've all been just enjoying the night.
Oh, good catch.
No, incomplete pass. Jacob Welch right there.
He called that a catch. This guy down here called it a catch.
Yeah, definitely not a catch. He did not see the ball come out, I guess.
He called it a catch and a fumble. Well, it was fourth down. He called it a catch and a fumble.
Okay. Boy, how that clock stopped at .5, I don't know. But
this official down here at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken, called it a catch and a fumble recovery. but that's not how they're marketing it.
I think it was a catch and then a turnover on downs.
It couldn't be well, they didn't put it. They didn't mark him where he caught it, so it had to be an incomplete pass. But the guy down here was ruling catch and then down. So that's going to be an incomplete pass. We have 0.5 seconds on the clock. If you're looking at the clock trying to figure out what that says, that's a half a second. Is that a half a second?
Half a second.
Half a second.
It was enough for the Raptors last night.
Enough for the Raptors last night, Chris says. You know what happened tonight that we need to talk about? Brent Rooker, exactly.
Hail State.
Brent Rooker. Chris Williams says Hail State. I do not concur. I'm not against you, but I can't say I'm for you.
I understand.
Brent Rooker got called up to the Minnesota Twins. Storied ECS baseball player. Called up to the Minnesota Twins tonight to the big leagues for a doubleheader. Got a hit, an RBI tonight.
All right, last play before the half. We're going to flip Holloway and Agapos. We're going to block that side. Greenwood up the side.
Flags on the play. We'll wave those off. Probably decline. I'm going to think Harding's going to decline that penalty.
It's defensive. It can't handle it.
All right, they'll decline that.
Holding on the offense.
Then that's 100 yards.
All right, so that'll wrap up the first half.
So Jalen Greenwood over 100 yards, you think, Chris?
Yeah, since they declined the penalty.
All right, so that'll be, I'm not sure how long this half will be. Probably, well, it may be longer than we think. Eagles will go down to the far end. Will not make it into the locker rooms tonight, and then we will be back for this third quarter.
Are we going to watch the cheerleaders do their halftime deal?
Not tonight.
Oh, that's right. They're not here.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Why didn't the cheerleaders get to come? Why wouldn't they let the cheerleaders
Hopefully
come?
they're at the Malco's movie theater tonight.
I know two of them are.
Fellas?
Yeah, Brandon, go
May
ahead.
I?
Yeah.
I got Coach Adams here. We're going to do this on the phone, Coach. What'd you like that you saw in the first half?
I thought the quarterback played well. Thought defense is looking like an ECS defense, physical. Offensively, we got to get going. Offensive line's got to be sharp. We got to create our own energy. We got to have fun as a family playing this game. We have a lot of big plays out there. Happy with the defense and the effort. We got to get going on offense a little more.
All right, what's the message at halftime?
It's about us. It's a good game where we come in and pick up bad habits, or we can come out in the second half, fly around, and get better.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon.
You're welcome.
What was the feel there? I saw you were on the sideline. A lot of those starters there behind you, those guys.
Say that again, Clayton.
I was just saying, as you're on the sideline, I noticed a lot of those starters were right there behind you. Hatcher, Greenwood, those guys.
Well, they're definitely into the game, and I think they're aware of the plays that they're missing on, and so they're disappointed in that, but they're staying motivated and fired up because they know that there's things that they can improve on, and exactly what Coach Adams just said. So it sounds like they're aware of where they need to be making the improvements, and so it's going to be interesting to see in the second half. For as long as the starters are out there, how they kind of tighten these things up and continue to take this game seriously.
Great. All right, thanks, Brandon. We'll get back with you at the start of the third quarter. All right, we're going to take a break. 12:40 to go for this halftime, and we'll be back to start the third quarter. Excuse me.
I'm going to send you a screenshot to the halftime slides.
let's see. It's Evelyn, right? Vanderschlag.
But you can say Evelyn. I don't think she cares.
All right, so it's Cameron Burkett, Samantha Campos, Eva Dottie. Eva. Oh, I know. It's the hardest name Eva to pronounce.
Yes.
Eva Dottie, Tyler Finley, Anna Laura Howard, Sydney, Layla Poplar, Marin Rauscher. Okay. It's the hardest name, Eva. Eva Dottie. Dottie?
Yeah, Eva Dottie.
That's just not fair. All right. Samantha Campos, Cameron Burkett. Okay. Cool.
There's no long D. It's not Eva. It's Eva.
Eva Dottie.
Eva Dottie.
All right, let me run through it.
That's the only one. I can't just happen to telling you them, but they're also this
Got it.
Clayton PDG halftime. PDG.
Yeah.
Pediatric Dental Group and Orthodontics. Thank you for sponsoring the halftime show. It was a really short halftime show.
A lot of material.
Let's talk about a couple of. I got schooled at halftime from my daughter on how to do the cheerleaders' names. I'm slow, but I got schooled, so hopefully I'm not going to mess it up. So let's talk about some of the things that we saw in that first half. I mean, I can tell you I saw as far as just a lot of different players flying around. You got stats for us?
Yeah, I got some right here. Total offense. These are brought to us by Chris Williams, our statistician. Thanks, Chris. Total offense, 209 yards. Total offense. These are brought to you by MSC Commercial Academy. It's a Sammy Reagan family. So 209 to 20. 26 plays. Harding had 22. So pretty even in that regard. We're averaging 8 yards per play. They're at .9. Passing, 81 yards passing for the Eagles, 7 for Harding. We're 3 of 9. Completions to attempts, they're 5 of 9. 27 yards per pass, that's the average. Of course, that long one to Caden Hill, that'll certainly help your average.
59 yards to Caden.
Yeah, rushing, or 17 rushing attempts with 128 yards on the ground. Receiving 81. We're going to get over to some first downs. This is always pretty indicative. We've had 8 first downs to Harding's 1. So that's pretty indicative of a first half. Jacob Hatcher, we mentioned him just then. 3 of 9 for 81 yards. I want to get your rushing here real quick, Britton. Greenwood 104 yards on the ground. Tucker White, 39 on the ground. Hatcher minus 15. Like we said, a couple sacks there hurt that average. So Caden Hill, 59 yards on that reception. Like you said, Agapos 2 for 22. All right, Ethan Perkins, a kickoff. That'll bring the ball down to the 10. Octavius Lamar stretching it out. Zach Baker giving chase. Looks like Jalen Greenwood made the tackle.
He was Jalen.
On that far side, he's kind of the safety man, that outside guy. You don't want him to get around him, and you can see why they're not.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time beating him.
You're not going to get the corner on
He's going to be the fastest guy on the
That's
field.
right.
However, Octavius is probably the fastest guy they've got, if not one of the fastest. Octavius Lamar, wide receiver, defensive back, kickoff returner, talented athlete for the Lions.
All right, so we're going to bring the Eagles back out. Gray back in the middle, where he ended last week. Wickham, number 50, left defensive tackle. I believe we got Luke Pleben, number 53, that right defensive tackle. Agapos and Lucas. So Lucas will start back at middle linebacker this half. After those pops he's had, that's probably a good call.
Well, that starting running back, I think it was number 35. It may have been number 34, Kendall Guess, senior. He was in a sling with an arm.
Yeah.
Had his arm in a sling, and he's on the sideline, no pads on, so that's unfortunate for that young man. Hopefully he is able to come back next week.
Broken tackle on the run for the Lions. Weissman able to finally get him to the ground, a gain of about 5.
Like a delay game. No, false start by the Lions. They'll back them up 5. Be about second down and 10.
Clock's running.
Chris just noticed the clock is running. All right, Brandon, we got you dialed in now. Nice play. Brady Holloway, Ben Lucas, Ben Gray. How to bring down third and we'll call it 13. 9:16 to go. Clock running. Nice little throw. Zach Baker there, number 17, defending. That'll be incomplete. Bring up fourth down. Punt team will come on for Harding. We'll drop Nern back to receive.
Low snap to the punter.
Yeah, nice punt.
What a great punt.
All right, Nern's going to catch that. Fair catch at the 35-yard line.
I'm glad he caught it because the last 3 kicks, they've had a Lions bounce.
I mean, that was going to do the same, looked like. So nice decision by Nern to give us a little better field position. All right, big number 50, Adam Wickham. He'll get them gathered up. The center, Hatcher will come in, call the play. Barnett, Pleben, Wickham, Coote, and Gray up front. Offensive line, Brady Holloway, number 6, your tight end. Stevens and Arthur up top. Hand off to Greenwood. He'll get back just to the line of scrimmage.
Just a good defensive play by
it was, yeah. Second down and 10.
Lion defensive line.
It's that same little like I said, they don't run an option out of it, but it's like a little give to the fullback give. Boy, nice pass by Hatcher looking for Arthur. Boy, just almost a fantastic play by Arthur. Defended well, juggled, just couldn't quite come down with it.
Well, Arthur had the height advantage on number 2, but number 2 had good position. I would say that was pass interference because, once again, he did not look back, but Will did have a chance to catch the ball, almost caught it. That was still good defense.
I mean, it would have been just a fantastic play, either one.
Nice play fake by Hatcher.
All right, 3rd and 10, so another passing down. Agapos your fullback, Greenwood your tailback, Stevens at the bottom, Arthur up top. Hand off to Greenwood, little gut right up the middle. He'll only pick up 5, so.
Lions came out in the second half and actually putting up a fight. Looks like the Eagles are going for it on 4th down.
All right, not many 4th down conversions besides the fake punt, so we'll see what happens. Stevens and Arthur, your receivers. Greenwood, your tailback. We're looking for Greenwood again.
So he just got
it. He did. He just made the first down. Great last lunge to get past that first down marker.
Wow, he dove right at the end.
He did. I mean, great job by Greenwood, just knowing where the sticks were.
Clayton, I got schooled at halftime by my daughter on the cheerleaders.
I think
I did okay. I think I may finally have it. Madison Bradford, Cameron Burkett, Samantha Campos, Claire Colley, Eva Doughty. That's the one I messed up. Eva. I'm sorry, Eva. I got it now, though. I think I got it. Eva Doughty, Lane Dawson, Tyler Finley, Anna Laura Howard, Sydney Jackson, Layla Poplar, Marin Rauscher, Tiffany Reed, Sarah Regal, Mary Rowland, Brooke Sane, Josie Todd, Evie Vanderswag, Catherine Watson, Campbell Williams, Meg Williams and Lindley Wilkins.
Boy, nice hard running Tucker White off that left side, little gut play. He'll pick up about 8 on the play.
Yeah, that's the second time tonight, Clayton, that I've seen him run over somebody
I mean, yeah,
in the open field.
yeah.
I mean, he's
north and
not
south.
afraid, yeah.
No doubt about it.
Not afraid to crash into somebody. Ashley Colley, Jennifer Wilkinson, our cheer sponsors as well.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Vining Sparks.
You know, I wanted to say a big thank you to endzonecamera.com. That's Jamie Hill. We have him here on the bottom of the screen here, but just not on our main list. So Jamie has helped with a lot of these graphics. Tucker Hill picks up the first down, a gain of about 5 to 6 on the play, but that's what endzonecamera.com there is at the bottom of your screen. So thank you to Jamie Hill. He's done these graphics for us, and thank you so much for him.
You got a new Benny James Service Company graphic right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, that looks good.
Yep, Jamie did that for him.
Darren's going to be pleased.
He should be pleased. It's nice. Was same play, just off to the right side. Tucker White right up the middle. We'll call that gut left, gut right. We heard Coach Adams say if we got something that works, we're going to stick with it. It'll be a pickup of about 8 more for White.
Yeah, I just saw Jack Stevens blocking a guy downfield really far, way away from the play. But the best thing about it was after he knocked the guy down, he reached out, gave him a hand, and helped him back up.
He loves contact. He's tough.
He's
Jack
not
Stevens is
afraid of
tough.
it. I've seen a lot of Eagles tonight reaching down and helping guys up. Both these teams look like they're playing with good sportsmanship, which we like to see.
All right, looking for Arthur once again. Right on the money. Boy, great catch by Arthur. Yeah,
Will.
they'll call it down to the 3-yard line, just a go route.
Well, that was a good catch by Will. The ball was just a hair behind him.
I mean, it was a go route from the snap.
Yeah, Will had to turn around to catch that ball, and he was well covered. Did a really nice job hanging on to it.
About a 30-yard completion, Chris? 28. Nice throw and catch by Hatcher to Arthur. Looked for that several times tonight, just unable to complete. So nice to see that reception. Agaposter fullback, Tucker White. Boy, he's got a hole. I don't know that he may not have quite gotten in, but he's right down at the inch line. He put his head down hard. There's a Harding guy down, and I don't blame him because
Looks like it's Octavius Lamar again.
Number 7 this time, I believe.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
That's Jalen Burns.
I mean, Tucker White just said, "I'm going north and south."
We're going to call that What, did we fumble the ball
I have not.
into the end zone?
Yeah, Tucker lost a handle on the ball, and it looks like the Lions recovered it. It's going to be a touchback. Harding ball.
Yeah, the only reason the ball could be at the 20 is a fumble into the end zone recovered by the Lions. We're going to call that a Strategic Financial Partners timeout. Bill Edwards, Chandler Gagnon, Barrett Jones, Hamp Holcomb, call those guys for wealth management needs. I do.
I got 2-1.
Britton, let's take this opportunity just to kind of roll through all the sponsors, okay, if you don't mind. And
Sean Wilkins, State Farm, 388-4944. Clayton Floriani with Pediatric Dental Group and Orthodontics. Also, Dr. Colazzo has a child at ECS as well.
Steve Fuson, Nate Denson. Nate just had a baby today. His wife did, actually. So their second little girl.
Congratulations, Nate. Scott House with Bank 3. Darren Wilkes, Benny James Service Company. You got Jake Vargo with Memphis Children's Clinic, and Josh and Summer Regal with Regal Pharma Lab. Sammy Reagan, MSC Commercial Cabinets, and Tim Wilson with Compliance Associates. They do environmental work, a lot of work that would make the EPA happy, basically, which sounds like a disaster to me.
We need to get him on the COVID.
Yeah, exactly. But Buff City Soap, Kevin Hertzke family, I know they have 2 locations, maybe 3, and Vining Sparks. Dave Morris, M3 Enterprises, Financial and Advisory Services. Matt Stevens with Russell, Oliver, and Stevens. Thanks to all of our live stream sponsors. Clayton, there's only 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. That's what a running clock will do for you. It makes the second half go extremely fast.
All right, so had a turnover there at the goal line. Tucker White, as he was going in, met by 2 Lions and just couldn't quite hang on to the ball, so that'll be a touchback. To the 20 as the Lions take over.
Caden thought he had another one, and he almost did.
A little quick pass to the flats, incomplete. All right, we've pulled Agapos out. We'll give him a breather. He's probably done for the night. Garrison, Lucas, your 2 inside backers. Holloway, Hill, outside backers. Zach Baker, your strong safety. Weissman, Nern, and Arthur, your defensive backs. Movement.
That right guard, offensive guard. It's going to be procedure.
That'll back him up.
Coach
5.
Adams had a lot of confidence in his linebacking core. Agapos, Garrison, and Lucas talked about those 3 guys. We're going to just be rotating all night. All 3 of those guys getting a lot of snaps.
All right, second down, 15.
Little delayed draw there.
Nice job by Griffin Garrison. Kind of got a hand on him, and he then fell at Nern's feet.
Chris, how many yards do you think Tucker White has tonight?
I'll tell you in 1 second.
We'll get that stat here in just a minute.
He had 39, I believe, starting off, right? For the first half. Big game in town tonight. MUS versus Christian Brothers. So next week, of course, your Eagles will be at home against Houston.
Tucker had 39 yards.
So looking forward to playing those guys again. Last year, just a hard-fought game. Of course, they were semifinalists last year. They've had a few games. They played Briarcrest last week and lost. Close match. And then they lost the first week against Christian Brothers. So we'll have them at home.
Coming off of 2 losses.
Yeah.
They're not going to be happy.
No, but I think we're going to be ready for them. We're ready to avenge our only loss last year. As Chris said, we're 11 game after tonight, 12-game winning streak dating back to that game last year in September. Where if you were there, we ran the ball. I mean, a lot on those guys.
Couple of red zone turnovers.
Yeah. Chris reminded us we had 2 red zone turnovers at
Yeah.
least against Houston.
Had a pick 6.
Well, you lost your best receiver in the first half, and you lost McMeans in the first half, I think, or early into the third.
All right, Joshua Harris. Round of applause for him as he gets up.
I can actually hear a few people clapping.
Yeah, I know.
They're right below us.
I'm telling you.
All 25 of them are right below us.
All right, 19 seconds to go.
Actually, Clayton, I'll say that the Harding Lions have a great group supporting them tonight, considering how far apart you have to sit. They are definitely following the TSSAA guidelines, which is what you have to do.
If you want to play.
10 carries for 64 yards for Tucker White.
Tucker White, 10 carries for 64 yards. That's a great average per carry.
All right, Brandon, we're going to check in with you 3rd and 14.
Well, I'm trying to round up one of these coaches to talk to me at the end of this 3rd quarter.
Okay.
I think Coach Vogel for Manuel Burton defensive line play. Tell us how the D-line's doing tonight.
D-line's playing really well. We're doing our job. We're clogging things up, bunching the holes so our linebackers and safeties can make plays, and we're making plays ourselves. So we just keep getting better week by week, much better than we were last week, considering how the game's going. Glad the guys keeping their intensity up, and they're just playing big and playing how we need them to be. And so we just got to keep getting better, for sure.
Improvement. All right. Thank you, Coach Burton.
Well, that defensive line was, they contributed to only giving up 20 yards total offense in the first half. The Lions had 20 yards. A great D-line play.
Coach Burton moved from the tight end coach last year, now defensive line. Done a great job. We've seen how many tackles by Andrew Agapos, how many tackles by Ben Lucas. And I mean, one-on-one, knocked down on your back tackles. That's because that front three have held, have blocked their guys,
holding their guys up
to free up the linebackers, not allowing those guards to get downfield and block our linebackers. So,
well, I mean, you think about it tonight. I've seen Ben Lucas with that big play. Will Arthur had a big play. Jack Stevens, I believe, on special teams.
Agapos several.
Agapos. I mean, these guys just smash mouth, and then offensively, Tucker running the ball. He's run over a couple people. Love to see this intensity.
All right, Wickham, Coote, and Gray. Those front three guys Coach Burton just talking about. 61 Kuchar, middle nose guard. Griffin Garrison, threw it right to him. He'll take that in from the 15-yard line. Defensive touchdown. Interception from that middle linebacker. Number 18, great play by Garrison to read the quarterback. Ball was thrown really far behind him. The guy was kind of open in the middle.
That's a Benny James touchdown right there. Darren Wilkes family, a defensive touchdown. Is that the second defensive touchdown of the night? Not something you see very often.
No, first one was Nern, took it all the way.
Caden Hill had a nice return on an interception.
Yeah, great play by Garrison. Read the quarterback's eyes the whole way. Took that in. 36-0 as Ethan Perkins comes on to attempt the extra point. Nern on the hold, Brady on the snap. All right, kick is up and good.
Clayton Ethan Perkins coming through as a guy who has not played football before, converted soccer player. Coach Adams has some success with that. And boy, he's was that 6 of 7 on extra points? Is that right?
This year so far?
Yeah, this year so far. Yeah, 6 of 7. Just had one of them blocked. He didn't miss it. It got blocked. That's great to get him some reps.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of work tonight.
Well, you get to some of those crucial
games.
And
kickoffs. So we're going to last week, I tell you, he had a great night kicking off, being the first game, kicked several end zones tonight. Hasn't had quite the distance as he had last week.
Boy, last week he had a lot of wind, too.
You're right.
Last year, we had 23 touchbacks. 23 touchbacks out of 14 games.
All right, much better kick down to the 1-yard line. Jack Stevens on the tackle. Griffin Garrison on the tackle.
Clayton, you're going to notice a change right now. A lot of the younger guys coming into the game, the entire front right now, defensive line, a couple freshmen, underclassmen.
Thank you, Brandon. Number 74, Nathan Reismeyer. 75, Kessler Baker. And number 73, Gabe Moss. Tell you what, they did a great job right there. Stood those guys up. Coach is very high on Reithmeyer and Gabe Moss. So those guys have a strong motor. Of course, Kessler Baker played last year, so he's no stranger to the lineup as well. Clayton Garrison, 39. He'll come in at the middle linebacker position. Number 4, Charlie Crosby. He'll be the other backer. So we'll get Griffin Garrison out and bring Clayton Garrison in. Greenwood's going to play some cornerback. Tucker White, your safety. Jacob Welch, your right outside backer. And Bennett Brady, your right corner, number 3. Jacob Welch there to make the tackle. It'll be a pickup of 0.
Jacob, another one of those special teams guys that you see flying around. Coach talked about it. He has a nose for the football.
Yeah, he really does. Played a great game last week.
Coach talked about it in our pregame talk this week.
You know, you watch these guys practice the film that they critique and do every day at practice, and you see these guys even on these guys are mostly scout team guys, JV players. But when you see them on the scout team, you think, Coach, who's that number right there? Who's 74? Who's 73? That those guys, they stand out even on that team.
I see Clayton Garrison in there at linebacker. Yep. His brother Griffin, his older brother, just had a interception return for a touchdown.
Well, Gabe Moss just penetrated the backfield, almost got a sack. Nice throwing catch by the Lions. Tucker White there to make the tackle. That'll be a first down. I mean, maybe they're second on the night. Not many, Chris, that I can remember. All right, we're going to bring number 67, David Coote, in. We're also going to bring number 33, Rodney Hunter is going to come into the game. He's a freshman. Defensive tackle. Zach Bratton, 16, outside backer. David Coote just right there to, just lay the wood, number 67. He'll lose one on the play.
Got to give some credit to this Harding team. Clayton down 37-0, and they are still fighting. Not a lot of subs.
No, number 9, Noah Wilder in the game, freshman. Outside linebacker position. Actually, he's more of a strong safety.
Bennett Brady look down at the bottom of your
that's right.
screen.
He's playing the corner. Rodney Hunter, number 33. Just mentioned his name into the game. He'll make the tackle from that left defensive tackle position. Zach Bratton also there to wrap him up. He'll probably just get maybe a pickup of 1, so just cross the line of scrimmage.
Charlie Crosby in at linebacker.
Yep, they've been in this whole series, so great playing time for these guys. 6:40 and counting. Yeah, number 10, let me see.
I don't have a 10 on my roster. Tucker White on the tackle. Bo Dawson at safety, looks like. Just got subbed in.
23, yep, that's right.
Garrett Wilson in at corner, the bottom of your screen. Got that running clock with 5 minutes and about 37 seconds. Low snap. Same play they just ran.
Nice defense by the Eagles. Incomplete pass. That'll bring up third down. Second down.
Good reaction by Bo Dawson on that.
Bo's first year out to play football.
Number 10 is John Varga. You know what? That is John Vargo. I can recognize him now.
Well, on our schedule, on our
long
list,
way away from here.
Our list, it has number 12. But
John's got good speed, good athlete. Sophomore.
All right, nice play by Zach Bratton, number 16, to make the tackle. Clayton Garrison, 39. He'll always be around the ball. Also there, Noah Wilder, number 9. I think you'll probably see Clayton Garrison getting some more playing time as the year goes on here. He's just got off the baseball field, basically. As have a lot of these guys. 4:12 and counting, 37-0. Your Eagles up, running clock. What great play by Gabe Moss.
What a pick.
Charlie Crosby, inside backer, picks it off. He'll take it down to the 40-yard line.
What a pick.
Boy, he is fired up. Way to go, Charlie.
That's fantastic.
Charlie's a senior this year, kind of paid his dues. Everybody loves Charlie, a good guy, good family. So nice to see him be successful out there tonight and have a big interception. Tell you what, Gabe Moss, once again, a lot of pressure on that nose guard position. He was able to rush that throw.
Yeah, Clayton, I just rewound it and watched Charlie's footwork on that. And as a linebacker myself, of course, I noticed the footwork. But Charlie turned to the left and got good distance. He shuffled with authority. He shuffled and got good distance, got in position. That's exactly what you want to see. And that tells you, one, that he's paying attention, but two, he's well coached.
Clayton Garrison down the left sideline. He's going to break free. He's going to go to the 10. Touchdown, Clayton Garrison from 40 yards out.
Touchdown by both Garrison brothers.
That's right. So that's both Garrison. A defensive touchdown by Griffin, about 22 out. And now Garrison, first carry from scrimmage, 40-yard touchdown. I mean, it was so fast I didn't get to call out the number of guys that were out there. Bennett Brady's your quarterback. William Webster, I know, 38. On the right side, David Coote in there. Of course, Reithmeyer.
Was Caleb McCullough in there?
Caleb was the center.
Okay.
Yep, Caleb played quite a bit last week. Wickton went out for a few plays, and so, yeah, Caleb definitely in there. '64, Riley McDaniel. He's out there tonight.
I'll have to consult the record book, see the last time brothers scored touchdowns.
Looks like Riley McDaniel is actually going to kick.
William Webster was in that last one.
Yeah, he was.
Tight
Yeah,
end.
38.
Yeah. 38's a good number.
There you go.
Who's in to kick?
Riley McDaniel, number 64. He's got a nice leg. I've seen him on the film a little bit in practice.
Gotta be a little faster.
Yeah, nice job. Up and good. All right, that's going to put the Eagles on top with 2:54 to go in this final period of play. 44-0. All right, we're going to bring out a lot of young guys on this kickoff team. All right, number 37, Hudson Stevens is out there. Number 11, Wilson Thetford.
40, Walker McKegg.
23, Bo Dawson.
Baylor Blythe, number 28.
Number 80, Grant Shaver. A lot of freshmen.
Hudson Stevens, that's Jack's younger brother, number 37. Grant Shaver, did you mention
Yep,
Grant?
I did. Paul Whittington, number 44. Senior, nice to see Paul in there, a wedge buster.
Paul's got some speed.
He does. Bo Dawson, yeah, 28 right there.
Wilson
Baylor
Thetford,
Blythe.
Baylor Blythe,
Yeah,
all in on that.
Baylor Blythe forced him out of bounds. All right, Reithmeyer back out there. 68, Kimbill Kumtor's out there. Yep. Also got number 60, Sam Ivy. Big Sam in there, left defensive tackle. William Webster, 38. Caleb McCall, 72. Nice play, William Webster with the tackle. He'll bring him down. Cannon Johnson, 22, your cornerback position. Riley McDaniel, 64. We mentioned Noah Wilder, number 9. Playing strong safety. Walker McKegg, number 40. He and McCullough are the two middle linebackers.
Same play.
Yeah,
it worked. It worked once or twice.
Yeah,
I guess it worked twice.
He's just been behind him a lot of the night.
Of course, one time it turned into a interception as well.
That's right.
That was Charlie Cross. That's basically the same play that Charlie intercepted. Not much time. 48 seconds. Probably get off one more play, and I believe that'll be it.
All right, this will probably be it. 30 seconds.
Fumbled snap.
All right, I think that'll do it, Britton. 20 seconds in county. I think Coach Adams will. Usually you come out and you shake everybody's hands, but you don't really do that anymore.
That coach is calling them over the sideline. Like, that's going to do it. 44-0.
Nice to get a lot of guys in the game tonight. Eagles will gather on the other side. This is
coach is going to come out and wait. The players come out and wait.
I mean, you don't really know what it's like. What are we going to do? We want to congratulate them on a hard-fought game. At the same time, you don't want to do what they don't want to do, right?
You don't want to upset the TWAA, so you can keep.
All right, here we go. Total offense tonight. Britton, 313 yards for the Eagles to 70 from Harding. That's on 36 plays. Hatcher ended up with 109 yards passing. He was 4 of 11. Had some long throws there, of course, the longest to Caden Hill. Rushing 204 on the night. Receiving 109. One penalty for 10 yards. How about that? So that's a lot down from the 50 the 50 yards last week. One turnover. Of course, they had 2.
Yeah, they had more than that.
Yeah, they had 4.
4 turnovers.
Yeah, 4 turnovers. That's interceptions thrown. Hatcher 4 of 11, 109. We mentioned that. Rushing yards, Greenwood 12 carries for 115 yards. Tucker White 10 carries for 64 yards. Garrison 1 carry there at the end for 40 and a touchdown. Receiving, Caden Hill 1 reception, 59. Will Arthur 1 for 28. Agapos 2 for 22. All right. Thank you, Chris. We'll get those out to the coaches here. As I'm not sure if we're going to get a final word from Brandon.
We'll run through our sponsors again. Sean Wilkins, State Farm. Bank 3, Scott House. Darren Wilkes with Benny James. Compliance Associates, Tim Wilson. Clayton Floriani, Pediatric Dental Group and Orthodontics. Also Dr. Colazzo. Strategic Financial, Bill Edwards. Chandler Gagnon, Barrett Jones, and Hamp Holcomb. Buff City Soap, Kevin Hertzke. Sammy Reagan, MSC Commercial Cabinets. Vining Sparks, Dave Morris with M3. Regal Pharma Lab. Memphis Children's Clinic, Jake Vargo. Matt Stevens with Russell Oliver and Stevens. Thank you to our sponsors.
That's right. All right, I think we're going to call it a night, Brandon. Just like Coach has his guys there.
Just give me 1 second.
Okay, all right. Hey, we'll.
I mean, I know y'all are talented and you can keep talking and keeping people's attention. I mean, y'all are incredible at that. But Coach Adams is making some great points about he has some guys that are hungry. He needs a couple more. He's very complimentary of the defense. Guys flying to the football. He was happy with what he saw out there. He still needs a little something more out of the guys on the offensive side of the football. So they just prayed it out. They're going to break it down. And I got offensive coordinator Dave Carter here right now. Hey, Coach Carter, thank you for joining us. What is it like?
What I love is that we executed some plays well to a point. We left some plays out on the field that could have been huge for us. We got to make sure we fine-tune that stuff, get ready for our next game. But I love the way the guys competed up front, especially in the second half when they got used to what they were doing.
4th and 6, third quarter. What were you trying to get through to your guys on that?
We got to mash the ball. We got to go get it. We got to execute our blocks physically and go get it.
What you working on looking ahead?
More of the same, maybe a few wrinkles, and see if we can offer up a new challenge for the next game. But more of the same, pretty.
All right, Coach Carter, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that'll do it for me.
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. Thanks for grabbing Coach Carter there. All right, from Park and Cherry Street in East Memphis, that's going to do it for tonight. We will see you guys next